the director of concerned with this, Kristen and your friends. I'm very happy. But more than that, I want us to recognize the presence of one of the co-founders, Daktari. I really want to thank you for what you've been doing. And I want to start with that. Actually, I'm very grateful that you've started that, and I'm very happy. I'll tell you along about myself a lot as we go on, but I want to start by saying I'm very happy that you have come for this session. And that's where I want to begin, and I'll end even in the evening. I do a lot of programs for young people, and since I do a lot of programs for young people, including if you listen to Radio Citizen, you must have heard my voice with Tina Munai and Tina Ogar and Munai General on Mondays 5 to 6. If you have listened on Truth, I do several programs on Truth. You must have seen my name in the newspapers. I'm actually one of the leading counseling psychologists, not just in Kenya, but in East Africa and in Africa. And in the more traditional societies. I've written about 7 books, I have 200 publications, I have 200,000 leads on ResearchGate. You see? So I write a lot, and I do a lot. And that's why I want to start from. And that's why I told Kristen, we don't need to worry about introducing me. And when the Madam Jane told me about Daktari, and I'm really grateful, when she told me to do something on career planning, I picked a few of her words: career planning and advancement for young people, and then in modern living. And I'm holding my phone because I was very happy, and I've just told her so, that Mount Kenya University organizes such seminars. And I'm about to tell you why it is very important for you to attend this. This is about you, it's about your friend, and it's about your children. I want to ask you a very simple question that I want you to tell your friend as I read for you what I will read. Why are there so many young people who are unemployed? Career planning. It's a very simple thing. See, just ask your friend, why are there so many young people who are unemployed? And I'm about to give you another shock. People in the private universities are more employed than in the public sector. It gives you the clue. Who can tell why? I'll do it for you very fast. One of them is poor choices. Another one is lack of flexibility. Another one is lack of information. Another one is simple lack of advice. Most of us have never even received advice because we never attend a seminar like this one. And that is why most young people are at home unemployed. Another one is lack of skills. How many skills do you have, and how do you make use of them? So I want to start, that's why I said I would do a very simple thing, including telling you about myself. When I was growing up, most people see me and they say I'm rich, Daktari, with all the titles. But I want to tell you about myself, because part of counseling, which I'm very glad that Daktari has been doing with you, is to understand yourself. If you understand yourself, you have a future. Let me tell you a bit about myself. When I was growing up, I grew up in a place called Githega. Githega is a place in Kiambu. I actually grew up in when people see me with, of course I drive a small Mercedes. Do I say? Okay. You can see I have an iPad, I have laptops, I have everything. Everybody believes I'm rich. I was not born in a rich family. Our family was actually very poor. I was actually educated by my sister. And that's one of the reasons why I like talking to young people. And I schooled in a school called Githega Primary School. In fact, we are trying to do a video of my life and my growth. And I grew up in a home, we didn't even have lights. We were poor, so we didn't even have the ramp that you use. So we used to use the thing that uses a tin. But even with that tin, I got 36 points out of 36 points in my CPE. I want to tell you about determination. When I got 36 points out of 36 points, I was admitted to Kagumo High School. Kagomo High School is one of the group of schools. Do I say? So I went to Kagomo from Form 1 to Form 4, and then Form 5 to Form 6. When I was going to school, I used to tell people I would one day teach at the University of Nairobi. Can you imagine? Everybody used to be puzzled. How can this man hope to ever teach at the University of Nairobi? I passed my Form 4 exam, my Form 6 exam, and then after that, I went to Kenyatta University for my first degree. And I passed with a second upper. I was given a scholarship. But there's something I want to mention there because it will come in our discussions. When I applied to go and study for a master's, I applied in 2 areas. I applied in psychology and in linguistics. I was given a scholarship in linguistics. So I went for the linguistics. So I did my master's in linguistics. So after of course, my undergraduate, I studied with help. Then the master's with the Kenyatta University, I was given a full scholarship. I actually used to be paid. Then after that, I went back to teaching. And that's when I got a Commonwealth scholarship to go and study in the United Kingdom for 3 years with my wife and children. And that is how I did my PhD. So when I came back, I continued to work with the Ministry of Education before I went to the University of Nairobi as a lecturer. And then now I moved on as a senior lecturer. And one of these days I'm going to become a professor. Why would I want to tell you that? I think some of you already know why many people are unemployed. They are unemployed because they never attend a seminar like this. So they don't know how careers are made. If you don't know how careers are made, you will never make it in your career. Today, I want to tell you 1 or 2 things. For instance, I've told you I did a master's in linguistics. When I was working in the Ministry of Education, I was the Jeddah officer in the Ministry of Education, and I would have got a job as a lecturer in Jeddah. But I choose counseling psychology. And that's why I want us to follow what we will say. We will do this presentation. We'll have another one in the afternoon, so you don't need to be worried. OGW is a presidential award. I have a presidential award. It's this one I'm wearing. If you've never seen a presidential award, today you're seeing one. This is the one. It's called OGW, Order of the Grand Warrior. It's an award I have for promoting mental health. So I want us to be, as we go along, to see what are some of the things we can learn. One of them is that the world is more dynamic than it was 10 years ago. In fact, as I was coming in with my team, I was asking them, what do you think will be the careers in the next 10 years, 20 years? Those are the major questions that we must ask ourselves. So in this presentation, through your Dr. Christina, we'll give you this PowerPoint presentation. We also give you an exercise, and we'll give you an article that you'll look. So the world has changed. You know, I see people seated trying to write an application. This is 50 years old. Applications are not even, it's rare you find yourself writing an application. In fact, applications are written online. I told you, I'll tell you today why many people are unemployed. And let me shock you. In the next 5 years, you'll be employed. And you remember this seminar. So if you're thinking that you're going to write an application to be employed, you are lost. You must attend seminars like these ones on career planning. What do? They tell you a very important aspect. Career planning is a process. I've done this PowerPoint in 5 universities. So you are very lucky that I have been asked so many questions that I'll try to answer them as I go along. You must start by learning about yourself. What do you like about yourself? You as a person. And as you learn about it, you need to develop a career plan. Now, if you are listening to my story, I talked about me telling people that one day I'll teach at the University of Nairobi. I was actually listening in the Ministry of Education. I listened to an assistant director. I'll be very practical with you. And if today I had stayed in the Ministry of Education, I would either be the Director General or I would be a permanent secretary. But I didn't want. I wanted a career in research. Career planning is about you making several options. You have to say to yourself, what do I want? And that's why we will start with a very important thing. What are our interests, skills, and strengths? Ask yourself, what is your strength? By the way, please, this is our seminar. Me, I'm a lecturer. I teach at the University of Nairobi. So one of the things you even find in my seminars is that I tell students, you are free to put up your hand. Come on, this is our seminar. For instance, what is your interest? Let me give you an example of mine. Me, I don't like hospitals. I really don't like hospitals. When I went to UK, the first 3 days, 3 of my friends had got jobs in hospitals. Me, I told them, never ever. Me, I don't like bread, and I don't like hospitals. So I stay away from jobs to do with the hospitals. I'm a counseling psychologist, so I had to do a lot to take people to the mortuary, because I don't like seeing dead bodies. So you have to run your interest. Let me give you another example now when I go to this side. One time, one of our sons wanted to keep a liquor shop, but my wife is a church elder and she's born again. She said, never ever. So the young man had to rethink. I'm trying to show you interest. Yes. I hope the others, these are young people. I think don't worry, we'll give you this PowerPoint. The most important thing is for us to interact. I'm liking the way you're thinking. What do I like? What do I like? What is my interest? What is my strength? There are those who like to be a pastor. Everybody calls me a reverend, by the way, a bishop, because of my going to truth and for speaking even in churches. I keep telling them I'm not a reverend. I don't know whether you can see what we are trying here. We are asking, which are the things that you enjoy? Do you know something you enjoy? What do you enjoy? What do you like? What knowledge have you acquired? When you came to Mount Kenya University, what have you learned since you came here? Okay, so what do you like? What are your strengths? This includes your personality. That's why I'm telling you, me, I don't like Brad. Me, I don't want to be a doctor ever. Ever. I only can agree to be a counseling psychologist. There are those who are here who are nurses. Because we are all there. You like nursing, you are comfortable with hospitals, you are comfortable with Brad. I'll keep telling you I'm a counseling psychologist, and I'll tell you why. Whenever people come to me to ask for advice, I will always ask you, what do you find enjoyable? If you don't know it, you'll never be it. Accounting. You are lucky I know so many professions. Do you like mathematics? Do you like accounting? If you don't like accounting, don't. But then again, I want to discourage you from being discouraged by people. There is a guy at the University of Nairobi. He is a statistician. When he was in Form 4, he got a C+ in mathematics. Do you know why he got a C+ in mathematics? Because the teacher in their maths in his primary school used to tell him in Ruho, I taught your mother, your grandmother, and your mother, and they could never get anything in the mathematics. So you will never get anything in the mathematics. But when he came to the university, he did statistics. And he used to get A's. And he changed from veterinary science to statistics. So sometimes, don't always listen to those people who kept on discouraging you. You will never be anybody. Don't listen to them. That's why I'm going for, you notice I'm taking a lot of time here. Interest. Your personality. Okay, now you stay here. And with due respect, that's why I was very happy that the Daktari was here and Daktari is here. When Daktari organizes a career fair here, and she puts people in industries, she puts people in medicine, have you ever visited them? Those who are doing law, have you ever visited a law school? I mean, a law firm? Have you ever visited the judges? Okay, where the judge, the court? So that you find yourself, where am I? Do you belong to a membership association? This now starts telling you this is what I like. Me, I'm very passionate about psychology and counseling. So I know what I want. Do you know what you want? Do you attend events like this one? I like the way you are looking at me. Now you know I was serious. You can tell. That's why half of the youths are not employed. Nobody tells them this. I want to distinguish for you 3 things very fast. What is the difference between a job, work, and a career? A job is anything that gives you money. If I tell you, simama, unishikie hii kakitu, nitakulipa 50 shillings. That's a job. But it's not a career. You can't skip studying. A job is anything that gives you money. Work is an occupation. You decide, I want to work. I want to work. Ni career gani sija mention? As a nurse, as a teacher, as an accountant. Career is how you build yourself. It goes over a span. Yes. I want you to ask yourself, what do I want? If you don't know what you want, you will never get what you want. And that's why I like this program. That's why I came. Because I am so much concerned about young people. I am very happy with what Dr. Jane is doing, and Dr. Christina and others. So that if you're not sure what you want, sit down and ask yourself, what do I want? Now, let's move on to personal values. What are your personal values? I had already given an example of, can you keep a wine and spirit? Me, I can't keep a wine and spirit. I honestly wouldn't like to be a pastor. I'm being honest. Me, I'm a very honest person, by the way. I don't be a pastor. Me, I'm happy as a me. I'm happy when I go to the church and I sit at the back. I don't want to read in prayers. That is my wife's work. She reads in prayers. By the way, speaking of which, let me make you laugh. Me and my wife, we are very interesting. My wife likes cooking. I hate cooking. We make a very nice pair. She likes cooking. I hate cooking. She will cook. Now, let me shock you. My wife hates driving. I've taken her for driving 3 times. She hates driving. If today my wife said she wants to drive a car, I'll buy her immediately. She doesn't like driving. She doesn't drive. Never. She will even call me to order for her an Uber or to take her anywhere. But she hates driving. This is why it is important for you to go for your personal, what do you like? What do you like? Remember, there's a reason why I'm asking you this early. Because I'm going to give you another example. There's a lady, I'm not going to mention her name. She was doing accounting. And she felt she was free. And she went to Strathmore University and did some courses on project management. Today, she's doing very well in her career on project management because it also adds up to the accounting she did. That girl earns more money than I earn. So what is your purpose? You see, you have to ask yourself, why are you here? If you don't know why you are here, you will be unemployed for 5 years. And I'm telling you, I would dare you, after you leave this room, you go and find 5 people who are unemployed. You ask them 3 questions. You will come back, you start calling me and telling me, now I know why they are unemployed. Let's go to the 3rd one. What additional information do you get? What additional information do you know right now? I just told you I'm a counseling psychologist. I didn't tell you so many things. I'm a member of APA. APA is American Psychological Association. That's why I'm here. I'm a member of American Psychological Association. I must know what is counseling. I know so many journals on psychology. I know the top leading 10 famous psychologists. Now you are seated there. You are doing law. Let's start with that. How many careers in law do you know? Don't tell me I want to be a lawyer. Have you ever heard of international law? Constitutional law? Do you want to be a judge or a lawyer? Have you ever heard of company law? Huh? Which additional information do you have? You know, you are young people. You know me, I'm 59 years. So I'm your grandfather. So I can tell you anything. Your only work is to sit on the phone and chat and check TikTok. Hiyo ndio kazi tu mpaka saa 10. Siku hizi tunaita scrolling at the mid rot. That's the only thing you do. And you want to be a lawyer. And you have never checked what is international law. Unaangalia TikTok, unaangalia memes. Alafu ukiangalia memes unasoma kama memes kingine, kuna kama memes kingine. Where boy child? Boy child, kuna kama memes hizi tunasema all slay queens waenda mjego. Hatutumi fare tena. Wewe kazi yako tu ni kusoma memes. Brother. Kazi yako tu ni kutuma tu memes. Ati Sri kuinuaeta nini? Kwa mjengo. Alafu kazi yako tu ni kuangalia memes. Unatuma memes. Kama umewachwa, wacha kutusubua kwa online. Hata sisi tumewachwa na tunalia tu. That is, what else are you doing? What else are you doing? You are doing medicine and you are here. What do you know about medicine? What additional information do you know about medicine? Are you aware? Right now when you hold your phone, there's a new program where you put your finger and the phone can check your pressure, your heartbeat, and your what? Pressure, heartbeat, and oxygen flow. Are you aware? Ama ni memes tu. Kama ni memes tu. Wewe kazi yako tu ni kuangalia baba akishindwa. You see, do you know what is the latest in medicine? Unafanya nursing. What do you know about nursing? Nursing general will take you nowhere. There are children nurses. There's caretaking. There is palliative care. There is critical care. Allah, this is why you need more information. When you get information, you become a resource. I just told you, when I was introducing myself, but with due respect, this is why I like seminars that are attended voluntarily. You were listening very carefully. And you notice I said, I have 840 citations on Google Scholar, 200,000 on ResearchGate. I have to know what is ResearchGate. By the way, I have 35 journal articles. I have 36 PowerPoint presentations. I must be marketable. If I'm not marketable, how many counseling psychologists are there? Nobody will be interested in me. I'm telling you why people are not employed. They are not employed because nobody is telling them the truth. The truth is, you must be a resource. I'm a counseling psychologist. I am a senior lecturer at the University of Nairobi. I get money. Me, I'm a consultant. I don't even see clients. I don't. I'm busy throughout. I'm paid money for consultancy. Wango come, we want to ask you 1 or 2, 3 questions. Because I've made myself marketable. You must ask yourself, what are you studying? Whether you're in first year, second year, third year, or fourth year. Okay, I think that's what I have been trying to show you. I want to teach you something called, in fact, I've not told you anything yet. We are starting. I swear we are starting. There's something now in psychology we call career construction and positive psychology. Now, because, I told you I'm a member of American Psychological Association. So please, if you find my talk a bit too advanced for you, don't worry. Me, I read books from everywhere. So I'm international, so I apologize. I will give you even what is happening in the advanced world. So if ukiona psychology yangu kubwa sana usikasirike. So now, the new psychology we are using is career construction. We are saying you construct your career. Let's go to the people of IT. You are doing IT. Alafu naambia watu ati unafanya IT. This is not IT. Even me, umeona hata mimi naweza nikashika computer pale. So we are now saying construct your career and in a positive way. So you're doing IT. The only thing you can do on IT is to repair computers. By the way, which computers are you repairing? All these computers will be obsolete in the next 5 years. If they are not. The new phone you have, by the way, let us talk about a career and constructing a career. Let's use which one? You're checking for me which one I have not used. Journalism. 10 years ago, if you are a journalist, we would put you, you are a journalist, you'd have a camera laid here to take you the camera. Then there is a fire burning in Marsabit. We put you in a helicopter, you go to Marsabit. Then you go with her so that she takes you the photo. So we needed 3 people and a helicopter. And the drivers take you to the airport, to Wilson, to take that. Now in journalism, we only need a drone. The drone will be moved from here. It goes to Marsabit, picks the fire and brings it. But that is if you want to be complicated. I told you I go to Inoro TV and I go to TVs. Nowadays, the new media, They don't want even a media person. All you need to do is, you hold your phone, si uko na simu yako, unaitoa hivi, there's a fire burning in Marsabit, you take the picture of the fire burning, you interview 1 or 2 people, you send it, and digital pays you money. So you're now constructing careers. So positive psychology changes everything, because we are now saying we must look at a holistic new way of looking at your career. So if you were thinking that this is the career I want, you must reshape it. You must ask yourself, how will it be? And you must look at the conditions, because we give you the PowerPoint. And you look at also at the emotions and the relations. What emotions are required there? You must also look at things like nature, your character, how other people will be influenced. 3 weeks ago, I was giving a talk on cross-cultural psychology to employees at Nairobi Hospital. Nairobi Hospital, doctors. And they had looked for me. Come and give a talk on cross-cultural psychology. Why? Because the Nairobi Hospital want to expand to include patients from East Africa. So if you are going to do that, you have to bring in something we call cross-cultural psychology, so that you can understand other people, so that you can appreciate them. Now, let's go quickly do it. What can you do? What this means is 3 important things. 1, you must plan your career. 2, you must advance in your career. 3, you must develop. Let me show you the difference. If you plan your career, how you are going to start, you must also develop and you must advance. Now, quickly, what are the benefits of planning your career? This one we can quickly do. Number 1, it ensures career success. Now, I know most of you now are saying, now I know why many people fail in their career. They never planned. If you don't plan it, you'll never get it. There's also something called career adjustment. I reckon some of you are listening to me carefully. What is career adjustment? You can actually start your career, then midway, you might find this is not what I want. Like, let's say you have been doing banking and accounting. I can tell you for free, there's now something called forensic accounting. And it is turning out to be more important than simple accounting. Because forensic accounting, you check books of an organization, and then you can find out if what is going on is okay. For a long time, people were just doing accounting. Computers came. Everything changed. Everything now is in the computer. So you have to have something called academic achievement. Academic achievement is good. It raises your self-esteem. But let me tell you, one of the reasons why people fail to achieve in the academic achievement is because they have low self-esteem, and 2, they are not thinking about their career. If you want to advance in your career, you must ask yourself, what do I want? If you know what you want, it is connected with your accomplishment. And that is why, if you find even here in campus, and once again, by the way, I want to congratulate all of you for being well seated. Na nimefurahi sana kuona boy child hapa. Why do you have students taking drugs and others who are depressed? When you don't have a vision what you want, life becomes meaningless and purposeless. When you organize your career and how you are going to grow, life becomes meaningful and you go up. It's a simple difference. 3, motivation. You see, the motivation must come from you. Towards the end, as we finish, I will watch a video by Arnold Schwarzenegger about how he talks about his life. Then 4, there is something we call self-regulation. By now, you are already noticing, I can regulate my life. You're asking yourself, where will you be? Let me tell you, and I have told you again, if you have attended this seminar, you will be employed within the next 2-3 years. Amen? And you would say, this man was just talking. Now, let's see why. What happens? The first thing that happens to you is that you become aware of who you are. Really, what do you want in life? What do you want in life? You see, you must keep pointing to somebody called you. Understand your abilities, your career choices. Which choices do I have? Which, by the way, when you move from first year, second, luckily I teach at the university, by the time you move from first year to second year, you are also asking yourself, which units will I be taking? Which are the electives? Where do I want to go? You start making that choice. The second thing, I know I will repeat the word information so many times. You find and analyze information. Like now from what I have told you, let me show you, I do talks even for medical students. When you enter medical school, you just enter medical school. Then you reach there and you are like, actually I don't want to just be a doctor. I want to be an eye surgeon. You see, information is power. Information is connected to awareness, to your goal, and to your career exploration. So you say, I don't just want to be a doctor. I want to be an eye surgeon. I want to be a dentist. I want to be a neurosurgeon. So you start changing. Because the goal comes in higher. Let's ask ourselves, what can we do then? The first thing is, learn about yourself. You can guess what I have put next. Attend talks, seminars, and conferences on this. And that's why I'm so grateful to this university that it organizes something like this. The more students attend career talks, the more their life becomes organized. Because you have noticed, I've kept talking about careers. I have not said there are no jobs. You see, people who are confused will tell you there are no jobs. Who told you there are no jobs? That's a lie. Are there people employed in this country? So why is someone telling you there are no jobs? Jobs depend on so many people. And by the time we finish here, you'll be shocked at some of them. You can also do a career test. You can ask yourself, what do I like? You can also explore your career options. Now that you are here, attending a class and a career are two different things. One has qualifications, the other one has a career. Explore diverse jobs, including the websites and organizations. What are they looking for? Very, very important. 3, build your networks. The first thing when you call me and ask me for a job, I tell you, how will I get to a job? I don't know what is your job, which is the truth. And I tell people, start going for networks of your friends. It's shocking. Go for the networks of your friends. And you find your friend has written, they require an ask here. Oh, may I have done accounting. Imagine, Steve was telling me they need an accounting. They give you a job, networks. The first question is, which is your network? Do you have a network? You're seated there. Do you have a network? Do you have friends? What do you do when you're in campus? You know, I like young people. Nyinyi hampigagi kura? Hamusomagi? Munafanyanga nini? Where is my friend who was writing the memes? Unajua kale ka memes kanasemanga, huna girlfriend? You celebrate Valentine? Ukupiga kura? Uendagi class? Unafanyanga nini? What do you do? What do you do in your life? Uendagi class? Usomangi? Unafanyanga nini, by the way? In the afternoon we do relationships. Very, very important. Hiyo lazima tufanye. And you ask what are relationships? What do you do? So which network do you have? You need a network. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of your friends. Even me, I have networks. And I even have a website where I put in when we see a vacancy. The other day, a girl who was doing an internship, who was my neighbor, came and told me she's looking for a job. A lawyer. So I told her, I know several lawyers, but I don't know whether they can give you a job. And my wife was seated there. So I told her, but you have several people you were within classes. So uandikie tu ka text waambie unatafuta job. Akaenda. So the father was very disappointed. Then after 3 weeks, I find the kagaro outside my gate. So she tells me, Haki, thank you, Daktari. For what? You got me a job. He got you a job, yes. Me, I don't know a job. She said, no, I only texted 3 people. Then one of them was leaving the place where she was living. And she told me she's leaving and it's a nice place. She's going to start another camp of her father. So I got a job. And it is double the salary she was getting. So she had come to tell me, thank you. Imagine you get somebody a job without knowing. Network. Volunteering. This is where I have found young people. Volunteering. Do you ever volunteer? I want to give you an example of an area of one person, my own friend, who got a job. I will not tell you the hotel. When we left campus, me had done teaching, so I went to Kawethei as a teacher. I've taught in Kawethei in Kagudu. My friend had done a BA in economics, and he was very good. My own colleague, we used to be in the same room in campus. He didn't have a job, so but he had done a BA in economics, and he was very good. Let me tell you his name because today is a senior man, very senior. So he was looking for a job. He looked for a job for 3 months. He couldn't get a job. Then the hotel, which I don't want to name, but I'll tell you, Christina, you go and check. Christina, you go and check. Daktari was looking for dancers. Dancers. When you have finished a university degree, dancers. So he went. When he was in school, he used to dance. So he went, and then they got the dancers. And the dancers started practicing. They had practiced for about 4 days. By the 4th day, the PA to the general manager was having some work. So he came with the work and put it on the table. And he came to check what they are doing. He saw the papers. So the man looked a bit agitated. So he asked him, can I do for you this work? So he looked at him and asked him, what? I thought you are a dancer. I know a bit about economics. So yes, he told him, actually go to that room and do the work. So he went to the room and he did the work. So when he did the work, he came and brought him. So the man looked at it and said, okay, you go and dance. So he took the work to the manager, the general manager. I wish you knew which hotel I'm talking about. You would be shocked. When he took it, the general manager asked him, who did this work? It is that young man. So he was told, can you go and get him? So he went and got this man. So my friend, I knew my dancing career is over within 4 days and had not been paid. So he looked at him and asked him, you did this work, yes. Can you sit here? It was around 2. He gave him the work. So he did the work. So he asked him, you are a dancer, yes. Up to where are you educated? BA. Where? Kenyatta University. And you're the one who did this work, yes. From tomorrow, you'll be working in my office. So he looked at him and said, what? He said, me, I don't have clothes to wear. He gave him 10,000 shillings. That was 1992. He bought 4 suits. The next, he left as a dancer and came and started working. Within 3 months, he was a trainer. I wish I know you knew whom I'm talking about. I have another man, my own friend. This man, he did civil engineering at the University of Nairobi. So he went home and he couldn't get work. So he didn't get any work. So siku moja unajua vile unakuaga umechota. Na pengine umetuma fare. Boy child mko wapi? Boy child. Tunatuma fare na inapotea. Usijali. Welcome to the little world. Jamaa alikuwa amesota ile mbaya. Akapewa kasi ya mjengo. Unajua alipewa kasi ya mjengo ya kufanya nini? Kubeba mawe. Akaambia chukua hiyo mawe kwa unabeba. Akabeba mara 2 3. Sasa si kama mjengo kanaendelea. Fika hapo, the foreman was a very busy man. Akakuta huyu mtu vile anajenga. Akamwambia huyu mtu, hivi unajenga hii ukuta itaanguka. Sasa imagine huyu mtu amekuja siku ya kwanza na ako na kiherehere. Hii ukuta fanya hivi na hivi. Alafu ndio na uweke hivi. Huyu mtu akamwangalia, akatengeneza. Wakati alitengeneza, the foreman came after 3 hours. So akawauliza, kwa nini umefanya hivi? Tuliambiwa na huyu mtu. Huyu mtu anabeba wheelbarrow ndio anakuambia vile utajenga. Ni yeye alituambia. Akakuja akaiangalia, akamuita, wewe kuja. Ulijulia hivi wapi? Nilisoma university. Okay. Huyu jamaa alikuwa na mijengo mingi. Sasa wewe ndio utakuwa naangalia hii beauty. Within 3 days, a guy had moved from a wheelbarrow to a foreman. Now that guy is very nice. He never asked how much money he would be paid. Unajua pesa ya kibarua ni ngiri moja. So at the end of the month, he was paid, I don't know, 50,000. He had never seen 50,000 in his life. Unajua alienda kwa wazazi wake kulipia watoto wao fees. The next month, mwenye nyumba sasa akakuja. Akakuta vile nyumba imejengwa. Akamuita foreman, akamuuliza wewe, sasa naona umeanza kupata akili. Akamwambia sio mimi nilikuwa najenga, ni nani huyu kijana? Akamwambia kutoka leo nimekufuta kazi. Akauta yeye kijana, akamwambia chukua hii gari. Niona nitakuwa naenda na hii gari na wewe ndiye foreman. Jamaa hata driving license hajui, hata haja kukalia kiti ya dereva. Akamwambia mimi saa hata gari sijui kuendesha, sijai kukalia kiti ya dereva. Akamwambia enda driving license. Alimtuma kwa driving license, akamwambia kwa shule, akamwambia enda huko akufanyie driving license, nitalipa. Jamaa akaenda akafanya driving license. Unajua hajai kuongea pesa yake. The next month he was paid 100,000. Now he had more money than he has ever seen. He tells me I even got confused. I didn't know whether the money was mine. I wish I can persuade the people I talk about to come to seminars like this. Wagario huyo jamaa. Do you know that guy drives a Prado? Network is about being seen. Na unajua nilianza vizuri, nikamwambia I have 220 leads on ResearchGate. If people don't see you, they don't know you. Being seen is a very difficult thing. Now, get the job done. Here I have to give a very nice joke, Christina. This one will make you happy. The worst thing, how do I say this, Christine, without offending anybody? The worst thing about young people right now is not even all these things we are discussing. And this is why I'm so happy with these people who are here. The worst thing is that most students don't attend a class and they have no skills. Nail by mouth. Let me shock you. Unaona vile unanisikisa? I want you to take my number. I'm 58, I'll be 59 in September. Some of you will look for me in 10 years from now. I'll be 68. They will come looking for me in my house. They will tell me what I'm about to tell you. The people who will be most successful in this country in the next 5-10 years are young men and women who are hardworking. Watch their space. Utaona. All these young people looking like they are doing very well, they will collapse. You'll be the one up. You will look for me in 10 years. I swear, utakuja kunitafuta nikiwa kama mzee. Utakuja uninunulie busi uniambie, unajua ulikuja ukaongea Mount Kenya, sikuelewa ni nini ulikuwa unasema. Most young men don't attend classes. They don't listen to anything. And they think they are driving. Listen to me, they are out to get it. Now hapa nitakupatia example ya kama mwanafunzi mmoja kalitoka university yetu, University of Nairobi. Little story. Kajamaa kakatoka. Akakuwa kana attend class. Si COVID imeingia 2021. Akakuwa kanaenda class. Wakati kanimemaliza, the father got him a job. Little story. Do you know alimpatia job wapi? Si amefanya veterinary. Akaandikwa kwa kampuni ya veterinary. Kwa duka kwa kampuni ya veterinary hivi, his work ni as an agro veterinary. So he's supposed to go around checking herbicides. This is herbicides the company sells. When you are racing, you are racing. Imagine baba yako anakupatia kazi direct ya kusanga herbicides. Jamaa akaenda. This is where it becomes interesting. Kwenda kwa kampuni akapewa motorbike. Do you want to listen to the rest of the story or not? Mnataka kusikiza ama mnataka kusikiza? Jamaa kupewa motorbike, hakuwa anaenda kasi. Alikuwa hapo sasa ndio nijulia maneno ya motorbike. Unajua ukitaka motorbike iende, iongeze kilometers. Unajua unafanyanga nini? Hujui. Si unaona nyinyi hamjui. You see? You don't know tricks. Inainuliwa kwa juu. Unaiakisha, alafu unaiinua juu. Ukiinua inasonga. Ndio Christina hujui. Ukitaka motorbike isonge kilometers, unainua mguu. Alafu sasa you run it. Si mguu inasuguka. So it runs kilometers. So huyu jamaa alikuwa na run hivyo, alafu anajaza kilometers. Una get? Anajaza kilometers. So analipwa pesa ya salesman na kwenda kuangalia na ya petroli. Akaendelea hivyo for 3 months. Siku moja manager moja akanotice akamwambia you'll be sacked. Do you know what they did next? They sent somebody. What happens is, wacha niwafundishe a bit about work. We are talking about careers. When you are employed, umetumwa kwa field to check herbicides. We also said a supervisor to check whether you are doing it. Sasa when the supervisor alienda, akaangalia list ya the farmers, huyu jamaa ametembelea. Unaona? He had visited none of them. Of course they knew what he used to do. Akaandika ka report. Kakakuja. Kumbe ka report kameenda. I wish I can tell you which company. Kamefika huko. the case was being discussed by the management. Jamaa aliitwa tu. Kaambiwa, where is the list of the farmers you have visited? Ndio hii. Okay. This is the report of the farmers. Kazi yake iliishia hapo. Get the job done. This is why, by the way, they were even telling me as we were coming, this is why you see young people being sacked every day. They are not working. Let me teach you something very important that I'm teaching people at work. Kuna kitu inaitangwa sick leave. Siku hizi mtu akisikia ati hataki kwenda kazi, unaenda unaandikiwa sick leave. The companies wait for you to get the sick leave. 2023, we went to an organization tukasema exactly what I'm telling you. One of the guys akapata 10 sick leaves. Wakatuma auditor. He had only been sick for 3 times. Gross misconduct. Get the job done. Take care of yourself. Especially, let me start with my brother. Boy shout. Especially the men. Hey. Sasa shida yetu brother wewe. Sijui bebe mamas wanatutoaga wapi. I think the devil doesn't like us men. Sidio. A man is so good that when Christian. You are walking like this very nicely. Before you know it, there's a stray queen in front. Oh, Jesus is Lord. Amen. They will gonna baby mamas watatu. Sasa baby mamas, remember this for the rest of your life. A child belongs to the father and the mother. Ukipata babies wa mama watatu, utalea watoto. Ataenda kwa fida, ama akuje kwa bali unafanya kazi. Brother, let me tell you, nimeona uko na crucifix. Unaona akasichana hapa. Sahi hata akashughuliki na wewe. Ukipata mtoto na yeye hata kuongelesha, ananyamaza. Unaona vile kanosi yako kanakaa hivi na tumdomo. Anagoja. Unafanya kazi gani? Unafanya kazi gani ndio tuko enjoy?
Reproduction and animal.
Reproduction, yes, and animal, yes, and husband, yes. Kata kuongelesha. Wakati kanagoja, unaenda unapanda unaandikwa production animal, one of the agrovet companies. Unafika sasa uko na manager, wewe ndiye manager na umeoa uko na bibi. Siku moja unaona kamutu kameingia. Kanasema kanataka kukuona, unasema sitaki kuona mtu. Unasema unataka kuona mtu Unaona kamutu kameingia. Unaangalia kaka watoto, unaona tu masikio yako vile tumekaa hivi na kakipara kama kagu. Anakuambia unaona huyu mtoto unakumbuka MKU 2025 hapo ndio bro naanza kusema mimi siko na maneno mingi kwa sababu chukueni 5000 mwende mkule lunch pale nikuje pole this is where taking care of yourself is important. If you're not careful, most people who are working right now are traumatized. Work has a lot of demands, and especially for my brothers, the men. We have one of these days to teach men to be responsible. You have to be responsible with your relationship. And we need men, it needs to sink to men that the new constitution says the responsibility of bringing the child belongs to the father and the mother. Write that down, father and mother. It does not say you are married. Unajua watu haelewi. Watu wanafikiria it says they are married. No. It says the responsibility belongs to the father and the mother. Take care of yourself. Quickly, another way to take care of yourself. Don't be chatting online until 3 a.m. Alafu unalala 1 hour. Because the next day, you'll be so tired that you will not finish your work. And there is something called performance contract. Therefore, you will soon be sacked. If you are drinking, this is where you can tell why I'm very famous with organizations. You are there pretending you are working and you are not working. Human resource has your file. Wanaandikanga tu pole pole. They are waiting to lay you off. I think, in my opinion, we need to talk to young people more. Okay, now, let me tell you quickly what happens when you get employed. 20 to 30 years is when you get employed. When you get employed, you have something we call want. Do you know what is want? You want to buy something. Like when you're a young man, immediately you get employed. Lazima ununulie kasichana viatu. Hiyo ni lazima na utume fare. Ndio so that until ujue kutuma fare sio lazima akuje. Na ukiwa kasichana lazima ununue ka chain. Hiyo ni kawaida. Then after that 1 to 40, you change from wants to needs. Because that time uko na mtoto, uko na husband, uko na whatever. Then by 41 to 60 you consolidate. By the time you reach 61, like 60, 61 like me, you start only looking at your needs. Ndio naona mtu kama mimi, sasa mimi hata kasiri kakikuja kaibe wimbo hapa, itakaambia Jesus is Lord, amen. Nifanya hivi. Because sasa now you have other priority. Now, this is why it becomes important. 21 to 30 you are applying for a job. That 1 to 40 you are adjusting. Wacha tujibu 1 or 2 questions. Can you start working in one career and you change? Yes, for many reasons. One, you may start working in one career and then you find that it is not as fulfilling. So you might change. You might change to a career near it, or you may change to a career completely away from it. Why does this happen? Because sometimes we get employed, then we reach a point where we are like, this is not what I want. So you can even right now do a degree. Like now you can do a degree in law or even in education. Then tomorrow you change. It can happen. I know several magistrates and judges who did a different course. There's one who did medicine. Then when he did the medicine, he changed. So you can change. That's why, careful now, careful with the words I will use. You can adjust, or you can advance, or you can develop. So if you feel uncomfortable with your work, you need to start with it and then you move. You know, I told you you'll benefit from my experience. Because I'm telling you something that is practical. So don't be told that by somebody that you can't change. But then, remember what we said at the beginning. Your interest and your strength. Like now, me, I can't change to become a medical doctor. Never ever. Me, I never want to become a medical doctor at all. Or in this life or in the next life. I have nothing to do with the hospitals and blood. I don't like. But maybe you have done animal husbandry. So you can easily change maybe to do clinical psychology. And maybe you can do even, medicine. And then maybe you can even be, because in animal husbandry, you also do a lot of things to do with animals, isn't it? So you could also do something like that. Okay. Needs and wants. Please. When you get employed, and I don't want to emphasize that because it's not part of it, remember your needs and your wants. Okay. Now, I want you to quickly check some of these poor coping strategies when one is employed so that we finish this. The first major problem with being employed is to be self-centered. Don't just think about yourself. I think I have seen some of you must be attending the talks we are giving on narcissism. Another one, this is what is really disturbing young people. It is, you only live once. Inaitangwa yolo. Na kuomoka. Be careful with kuomoka. Kuomoka. Did you, okay, let's be serious. We are all adults. Do you remember a guy who was shot the other day in town? And the guy was driving a car worth 15 million. You are 24 and you are driving a car worth 24 million. I mean, I'm 15 million. How did you accumulate 15 million? How do I say this without offending anybody? Be very careful how you get your property. Most young people are being deceived into this. Now, another one quickly I can mention here, of a reliance on the internet. Be careful. Now we are calling it brain rot. By the way, do you know brain rot was the most searched word in 2024? Brain rot. Brain as in brain and rot. R-O-T. Brain rot is when you keep pushing and, the only thing you are doing is you are on the internet or on your phone and then you are mind scrolling. Mind scrolling means you are scrolling and you are scrolling nothing. Anytime you go to the internet, ask yourself, or on your phone, ask yourself, what am I looking for? If you don't know what you are looking for, take a break. That's one of the major common things. And then be careful with this one. Wishful thinking. This is one thing I have found very common with young people. Now, I am going to be a teacher. I want to be a principal. Last year, I had a girl who had come to see me. The girl is 24 years old, and she was depressed. Would you imagine why she's depressed? She was telling me she wants to be among the top 10 richest women in Africa by the time she's 30. She wants to be among the top 10 richest women by the time she's 30. So wishful thinking, if you and lighting that bad wagon. If you're not careful, you take your mind to so many things, to your own success, that you actually become depressed. Because what happens in life is, if you can't achieve, you set a goal, you must be very careful with your goal. Because if you set it too high, you will not reach it. If you set it too low, we call it procrastination. Yeah. So procrastination is here and depression will come in here. If you set it too high, you have to be very careful because it can make you collapse. If you set it too low, you will be doing nothing. One of the things we are talking about now at this is ni kitu ya kulala kwa kitanda. Sijui kama you have noticed there are people who sleep on the bed the whole weekend. Na ukimuuliza anakuambia I'm resting. That's nonsense. Okay? Fuliza. Now, I have to be careful with the Fuliza. By the way, watu wa Fuliza tuko 10 million. We can get the president and the senator and all the MPs. By the way, Christine is reminding me, please, as we go along, we want to finish. Please, if you have a question or comment, unaweka mkono. Hii si seminar ni yetu. Si tulikubaliana. Hata afternoon ni yetu. Unainua mkono Watu wa Fuliza offer borrowing, especially for men. Aki boy child, sijui tutawafanya nini. I think ni shetani, si ndio? Sasa kama umekutana na kamrembo, na umetuma fare na haja kuja, si lazima utume fare tena. Lakini wacha nikwambie, wacha tu relax kidogo na kamime, my brother, umeona kale kamime kanasemaga akikuja, where are the men? I don't want to touch the girls. Where are the men? Akikuja, akikwambia amekuja na Uber. Unajua the trick? Unashikaga hapa uso. Ukisikia baridi unampatia 200 ya motorbike. Usitumie pesa sana. Unashika hapa kauso. Hii ni motorbike. Hiyo ni 200. Ama aje bro. Now, so bad friends, yeah. Fasha style. Of course, alcohol and smoking and withdraw. Okay. Let's quickly ask this. Let's go to one more thing before we finish. Yes, isn't it? The curriculum vitae, si ndio? Ama tutakuwa tumefanya vizuri without doing the curriculum vitae. Wacha tufanye. Curriculum vitae, na tutawapatia this PowerPoint, don't worry so much. We have to be very careful with the 4 words. Tunaistaga wall. Wall means words, achievement, lines and numbers. Yeah, I don't want to interrupt this. If I had got there, I could have shown you my CV. My CV is 60 pages, by the way. My CV is 60 pages. I'll show you if you want. My CV is 60 pages, of course. Of course, I have a lot of accomplishment. Now, so you have to be very careful with 2 things. Now, I want to show you those ones rolling. Number 1, be careful with what you have achieved. Very, very important. But then number 2, and very important, what does the employer want? Usiwahi kusahau the 2. There is what you have. By the way, you can see my CV if you put wapi yule jamaa alikuwa anaongea before I started. Alisema wale wamekuja kufanya simu. So I think he cautioned you not to have the phone. Okay. During break, you just put my name the way it is there, Geoffrey Wango. You see my CV, it is 60 pages. So, like now my CV, it does 2 things. Okay? My CV is for my university job and the consultancy job. So it does the 2. So now, let me go back to you now. This has to be very practical. There is what you have achieved and there is what the employer wants. So you have to keep balancing the 2. So the first thing, after this, make sure that your CV is already outlined. Number 1. Number 2, very important, have a short CV, like 1 page. Why? Some employers will say, I want 1 page. 1 page. 1 page. You must have because some people might ask for 1 page. Okay. Now, let's quickly see what we can do here. So that we have application. Can I make you laugh? I don't know why young people of nowadays never read what the job is asking for. The first most important thing is read the application. I don't know. Christina, you are the psychologist. How do you think we make these last people understand this? Young people. Every time you see a job, read what it says. Jesus is Lord. Because the young people, that's why half of them are unemployed. They never read the application. The application is asking for very good. And then, I'd apply for the job in good time. Now, this is where I find it very Christina, you know what I am trying to say here. Because some of us are in influential positions, unasikia mtu anakuambia, kuna hii job ilikuwa ya police, na deadline ilikuwa Friday. Na sasa anakupigia simu saa hii. Anataka uipeleke wapi? So, CV details. I have already said this. Please, your CV must have your academic qualification. Oh, Jesus is Lord. How do we, your name, this is, now, can I say this? Why is it so difficult for you people to write your names? Unaitwa Caroline, unaandika Caro. ID mtu anakuja anasoma. So you are, so you are Caroline. I thought I'm reading your CV. So you are Caroline who? Waja. You are Caroline Waja, Muriuki, yes. At your CV, it says Caroline Waja. Now tell me, is Caroline Waja, Caroline Muriuki, and Caroline Waja Muriuki the same? Or Muriuki Caroline Waja? Yani, even you cannot match your own names. Haya. I told you, I have told you why young people don't have jobs. Now, let me show you the best one I like. Ni ile ya email na telephone contact. Mtu anapigiwa simu, hana simu. Mtu anaandikiwa email, si email yake. You know, your employer looks and, you know, the first, let me tell you something. I forgot to tell you that I sit in several boards. And I do a lot of recruitment. I'm even called as a consultant. You know, there are some things we look for. And that's one of them. I remember one time, let me give this example, Christine. I have remembered. Kafoda kako. Very good. Higher, good. Tutapea nani? Christina, check whether I did CPE in 1980. Ebu angalia, toa certificate yangu ya CPE. Yes. Toa at the back, yes. We see how my folder is organized. Siwaonyeshe hivi. Sorry, waonyeshe. Ebu toa certificate yangu ya 1980 hapa. Hapa. Toa, iko hapa. It's this one. It's CPE. Check the dates. Msiseme ni mimi. Toa. Kuja uone kama ni ya ukweli. Kuja hapa. Ona kama ni ya ukweli. Ona. Check. By the way, it's good. Yes, check. Soma date. So wasome. Shika hapa. Wasome date. Nifanya when?
1980.
Thank you. This is my CP. See cases assigned. Thank you. You can show them. Now, I want to give you a shock. This is a shock. We went for an interview in 2019. 2019 for a teacher. I had just been called as a consultant. An international school, I was being paid. So one of the men who was very good, akatoa certificate, alikuwa ametoka Moi University. Si nimewambia ni 2019, alikuwa ametoka Moi University 2014. His certificate was torn. Nikaichukua, nikamwambia, how come your certificate is torn? Akasema, no, I don't know what to do. Akamwambia, you should go and put it in a paper. That guy was the most qualified. Immediately he walked out like this. The chairman said, if this guy can't take care of his certificate, how can he take care of a child? If you can't take care of your certificate, ndio naonyesha hivi. Professional. Other details. This is important. Work experience. Referees. Haya wacha kwanza niongee referees. Umekuwa kwa hii university for 4 years. You have never even interacted with a teacher. Even one. Alafu unaambiwa give us a reference. Hujui anybody. Referees. Ukiwa hapa hata ukiwa kwa class, You interact with the teacher. That was a very nice lecture. Ndio siku hilo unataka unamwambia, excuse me mwalimu, please, I'll be writing a few jobs I want to apply. Give me a reference. Haya. Qualifications. You start with the academics, then go on to your skills. Haya. Quickly, qualifications. Now, don't say when I was here. Haya, wacha tutumie mtu mwingine. Sasa kasichana. Kasichana unasomea nini? Hospitality, very good. I was at utalii. Si tuambie ulikuwa utalii internship for 6 months. Ulikuwa unafanya nini? I was at utalii and I was in charge of say something. Unaona? Si kuandika utalii college. Sasa utalii college ni nini? So say something. Umeelewa? Tumeelewa. Say something. Haya, wacha tuende. Standard practice. What are some of the things people want? Hizi Caro instead of Christine. Even email is wrong. Email ni ya nani? Unajua kulikuwa na typing error. Sasa wewe unaandika job na hata wewe uko na typing error. Yaani wewe mwenyewe uko na shida. Na ndio nataka mpate hizi notes. Spelling. Oh my. Okay, I wish I could give so many. Okay. Now this is the one I like most. Let me teach you a simple trick. If you are going for an interview, don't go to an organization that you have not looked at what they do. Umekuja University of Nairobi for an interview. You don't even know what University of Nairobi does. Umekuja Mount Kenya. Mimi nimekuja hapa nataka kuandikwa asa in the hall. Unataka kuandikwa kwa hall kufanya nini? What does it do? Let me give the example of Kenya Breweries one time. Mtu anaenda huko anaulizwa, what does our company do? I don't know what you do, but I'm applying for a job as an accountant. Don't know what they do. Okay, it's okay. Additional details. Hobbies and interests. By the way, hobbies and interests are very important at the end. Okay, but I want to go back to the interview, job interview. The other day, a guy was sent to Citizen. You know where Citizen is? So this lady was coming from Bugoma. She was supposed to be interviewed at Citizen. Akaambiwa na ule mtu alikuwa anamwambia kama ade alia. Alikuja asubuhi akafika saa 10. Hajui Citizen Loyal Media iko wapi. Loyal Media iko pale karibu Renana sababu naendanga huko. Alifika huko saa 8. Na interview ilikuwa saa 3. Sasa unajua atakuwa geti wiki. Tunamaliza. So these are very important. The physiological, these are what I was talking about. Bad friends, bogi. Nasikia kama unaitaga bogi, niko kwa bogi. Niko kwa bogi ya. Okay, I'm waiting. Suicidal. This is what I want to show you. When you are doing very well in life, people only see how you are doing. They see your success. We are not bothered with anything that you are doing. We just want to see your success and how you are doing. They don't see this. Your prayer, your meditation, and how much you are prepared. Okay. I want to add one more thing. At the end of the day, let me ask you, which other additional skills do you have? By the way, do you know, I'm a board member. We ask students this question, and it has 1 mark. It has 2 marks. This is where we knock you off. Which other skills do you have? You are a teacher, yes. You have all of you have got the same marks. Which other skills do you have? Okay, I can train in basketball. I can train in football. I have been It gives you a job. Additional skills. And that's why I want you to ask yourself this. Umefanya accounting na sikatai. But have you even done a computer program? Communication. Which will something. Top tips. I think I've done very well. Mindfulness, leadership. I have a leadership skill. When my own niece did journalism at the University of Nairobi, I persuaded her to do a master's in communication, and she did. When she did, as she was doing it, there are these skills certificates that are advertised at the University of Harvard. She did several of them online. Just like that, as a way to keep herself busy. Now she has been promoted because of those courses. So when you add the masters, it gives you more power. So what else do you have? Now, I want you to be careful with this. There is there bed rotting. Mtu anakaa siku 3 kama amelala. Incompetence. I don't know whether you've noticed I have put incompetence so many times. Please, whatever you are going to do here, make sure you earn your qualifications well. I forgot to tell you about another young man who was again employed in herbicide. Christina, imagine, I don't know whether you know this fence. Ika fence can grow natural fence. So the first day of the interview, they went to be interviewed. So the guys have applied for animal or plant. They walikuwa akaletwa hivi, akawekwa pale hivi. So the manager who was employing alikuja akasimama hivi kwa ka fence. Okay? Sasa si unajua sasa mnatoka nje. Ukikuja a very simple interview. What do you think is happening to this fence? Unaandika tu. Okay, second, which herbicides would you recommend for this? Only 2 students, only 2 out of that could answer correctly. I know some of you are even hoping to study abroad. I studied in UK, I told you. One of the simplest things they do, and it's now coming in. I'm trying to tell you what's going on. Right now, when they want to give you a job, even wherever, they are telling you, come. You say, I have ICT, whatever, I can do a presentation. Oh, really? Yes. Okay. You find 4 people seated here. You say, come. Okay. This is a scenario. We have a project in Somali that's not doing very well. It has the following issues. So they give you a scenario. And then, yes. So we want you to prepare a PowerPoint of 1 hour. It's 8 o'clock right now. So we'll come back in the afternoon at 2. And each of you will present for 1 hour. Okay? For 1 hour. Okay? Or for 15 minutes. We'll give you 15 minutes. But we want to see that it's for 1 hour. So you are released. They leave you alone. They leave you alone. They don't even talk to you. I was waiting for somebody to talk. The first thing is you went for an interview. Si nimekuja hapa. Was I carrying my own laptop? They don't even ask you whether you have a laptop. That's where they discriminate you. 4 of you did not even come with a laptop. So at 2, nakuja. Excuse me, Madam Chair. I forgot to carry my laptop. But I want to do a presentation. Okay, excuse me, stop there. You're supposed to do a presentation. So, don't worry. You can pick your ticket tomorrow morning. Next, the same. Unakuja na laptop yako, unakuja. They don't bother to talk to you. They don't even talk to you. Unakuja. Yes, now it's your turn. Unakuja, unaweka laptop yako on, unaweka vitu. Angalia inaona. Yes. This project in Somali was started 5 years ago. And it has been having challenges. But if it was a longer presentation, I would have said, but having challenges with what is happening in Somalia and the politics, but we will not do all that. But my next slide shows some of the things they have tried to do. And then one of them is, put in money and add the culture, but, Yeah, the next is what I would suggest as an expert, okay? And then next are the stakeholders I would suggest as an expert. And then, so what I would do next is that I would come up with conclusions on interventions and how we can finish. Yes, okay. Any questions? Yes. You said you've put the stakeholders, yes. Can you name 1 or 2 stakeholders? Yes, well, the government and then the citizens. Okay, very good. And then you have said you use technology, yes. Is AI one of the technologies? Thank you for that nice question. I don't think AI is one of them because I would like interventions that are very clear. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you very much. Unaenda unakaa chini. So the next day unakuta umekaa hapo chini na umeambiwa yes. We wanted to ask you about how much you wanted for this job. They have not even asked you whether you failed. Where I was thinking of this amount. Whether you say up or door, Yeah, so when do you think you could be starting? That's what is happening. I don't know whether you can see why I came and why I'm concerned about young people. The truth is, unless you know the truth, you are not going to have a career. Look at the way they are sad. How did my friend? Yeah, this is pushing, wishful thinking. Now, meaning and purpose in life. You have to be critical thinking. Now, this is one of the things we are doing nowadays. And I think I will do, let me do a critical thinking since they have not refused to talk to me so that I make them think. Okay, critical thinking. I'll even use a story. Okay, supposing a snake was to come and surround itself around you. Supposing a snake was to surround itself around you, what would you say? Don't say scream. Who knows what you would do if a snake was to surround itself around you? What would you do? Don't say take a selfie. Selfie will not help. Snake will not be. It doesn't want a selfie. Who knows what you would do? Let me tell you what you would do. You would break a stake. When you break the stake, the snake will hear the sound of the stake breaking. And then it will think it has crushed your bones. So it will unwind itself so that it can swallow you. Then you just walk away. And I know you are about to ask me, where did the snake come from? Okay, before you ask your question, let's finish, then you ask yes. The first question you would ask yourself is, where did the snake come from? That is why in traditional African societies, men used to walk with a stick. And that's why, if you have ever watched the movie, The Gods Must Be Crazy, when the cowboy is walking, when he sees a hyena, he puts the stake in his head. Why? When the hyena looks and it sees the boy with the stake, it sees that's a big person. So a hyena does not attack you when you are small. The idea, this story is not about a snake. It's about whether you were carrying the stake before the snake came. Were you equipped? Critical thinking. Nowadays, they will not ask you whether you have done nothing. No. You are at the emergency room. Yeah, you are in the emergency room at 11 a.m. A patient has been brought who is bleeding. The doctor is away and you have nobody to help you. What will you do? That's what they ask you in the interview. You have all the certificates. That's what they ask you. Yes. They want to see whether you can think critically. Who want to tell me their career? Why is the other one told me catering? You have 200 guests in a hotel and the food has been found to be poisoned. What will you do? So you're nataka tukuandike manager? Hello? Christina kasichana kako kameanza kunitoroka. So you're nataka tukuandike manager? Yes, you have 200 guests whom you have prepared food for. Unajua, I want you to think about lunch ndio mkubali twende. You have 200 guests and the food has been poisoned. What will you do? Sujibu. The first thing is I will establish which we have prepared a variety of foods. The first thing is I will find out which of the foods has been poisoned. If it is the main dish, then I will see how we can change it. If it is one of the things like cabbages or whatever or chapati, we can continue eating as we prepare a replacement. Critical thinking. Uliza swali yako. Okay. No, you must say something. Shika. You must speak. You know the girls must hear you speaking.
Actually, the question that I wanted to ask was whether you are already equipped or not with the same.
Very good. Very good, man. The question is, are you equipped? By the way, we don't, I'm trying to tell you, I've told you so many secrets. Actually, you people have no idea the secrets I've told you. I attend board meetings where we recruit people. That's what we ask you. We go through your certificates. Now, how should you look when you attend an interview? Because we are finishing. Emotional intelligence. How should you look when you attend an interview? The simplest way is to be smart. I'm not telling you to buy a suit like mine, but if you can afford it, it's okay. But how do you look? I like the way Daktari is looking at me. When we go for teachers, we are looking for a teacher. By the way, let me tell you a very nice joke so that we go for lunch. When I moved to the Ministry of Education in 2011. Now, when I was growing up, I never had Senator Aje. Isipitu kama hizi pieces. Unaona hizi? I never had when I was growing up. Sasa nilikuwa nimesema the day I become a lecturer, nitatengeneza pieces hivi. Unajua vile tumarasta. Even that's the, I swear I had always said nitaweka hivi. And then I grow beards. Unajua beard kunywaka chai na uji na. So when I became a full-time lecturer at the University of Nairobi in 2011, I couldn't do it. Okay. Hata nikishave, unajua mtasema sina nywele, lakini niko na nywele. Even when I shave, I can't shave a box. You know why? The people I meet, you see the way I'm dressed? The people I meet won't. Okay, of course I thank God I'm a good lecturer, I know that. But the people I meet, the standard that they would like. Supposing I had an earring, I wish you know what the kind of people I meet. They would be like, Daktari, you have no problem with you, but your earring, apana, hatukutaki. That is something you need to critically ask yourself. Which job are you looking for? If you're looking for a job in the media, and you go there with your piece and all that, they won't mind. But if you're looking for a job as a teacher, maybe in drama, they might. It depends with which hair you are putting on. You see, you have to ask yourself, what am I looking for? We have already decided, nail by mouth. Good. It's good you've made me remember that. We should first ask a very important question. Were you equipped before you entered the room? I've seen girls, by the way, I've not talked about girls, asking for jobs as teachers. The first thing, kanaingia, hapa kuna hika kitu anafanga. Kanaitangwa aje kanatoshana hivi nemba muda ama hotel. Haka kitu kanaitangwa ni. Unajua vitu zingine sijuangi. Wewe the girls kana kitu kama unafanga hapa kanatoka hapa mpaka hapa kanaitwa aje. Hapo alafu sasa mtu akaona katatu hapa. Katatu kamoja kako hapa. Ngoja nisimame hapa ndio uone. Sasa hapa iko wazi. Hapa kuko wazi. Kuna katatu kamoja hapa, then kuna nini, inaitwa nini, then hapa. Alafu sasa kuna ingine, alafu ingine iko na cut inaitangwa aje Christine. Slit, unajua hizo vitu siju slit. Sasa slit ndio hiyo sasa, imefika hapa. Sasa unaingia kwa interview, unakuja unaingia. Sasa tunakuangalia tu hivi tunasemaga, huyu hata hakuna haja ya kuongea. You have already made a decision for yourself. So let's be sincere. Let's be serious. Why would you bother to apply for a job and go for an interview knowing that you will not be taken? Don't you think that's a very good waste of your time? Can I tell you what psychologically it does to you when you attend the interviews? It lowers your self-esteem. It makes you feel you are inadequate. It makes you feel everybody hates you. Instead, just try the normal thing. Who is this person? Who are they employing? If you are employed with citizen or a nation, then just put on your rastas, say you are a camera person. That is it. Very, very important. I think this is very good. Now, as we wind up, this is a checklist that they all can use. It will assist you. By the way, even your friend who did not come, so you just do this for yourself. For yourself. Ufanye self-awareness, you just say, you feel it for yourself. And I have put for you very simple questions. Then we have really worked on this. Then you look at your goals. Then you look at your options. Okay. Then you come here and you look at your education training. The education training will include two very important things. Which options are you taking after? Maybe second year or third year, number one. And two, what other courses are you looking for? Very, very important. Okay. Then I have done the CV. I have a very well written CV to make care. Okay. So with a struggle. Then job search. Job search is very important. You must be able to do a job search. You must be asking yourself, where will you come from here? And that's why I was very concerned about nurses. Nurses are some of the people who are very quickly employed in Australia and Canada and Europe. Why? The best courses for nurses is if you can handle emergency care and critical treatment. Very, very important. Okay? And then consulting my referees, I think I've already said that. And then after that, the job interview. Okay? And then you continuously check your work so that this is the most important. So that you go through it yourself. You have there, wonderful, yes. Thank you so much. So each of you will get it. So all you have to do for yourself is you go through it and also go through it for your friend or your brother or your sister and tell them, please have a great career. God bless you and God bless you always. Asante.